You know what I'm going to say. It is time. Cue the intro. Welcome aboard, passengers. Mega Sim here. Hopefully you are doing well. Train Sim World 5 is coming tomorrow. Early access starts from tomorrow if you have pre-ordered deluxe or special editions, and it officially comes out Tuesday next week. But as you saw before we had the intro, this is a serious thing that we do need to discuss. 8th gen consoles. We're talking PlayStation 4. We're talking Xbox One. These consoles have been around for a seriously long time, and they only have so much capacity with their memory, with their graphics, to be able to cope with games. And Train Sim World has done really well. Train Sim World 2020, Train Sim World 2, 3, 4. We're now at 5. And these past couple of years we have had some limitations with those Generation 8 consoles, where there's been some limitations and amendments to the timetable. And Train Sim World 5 is no different. But in some ways I feel it's a bit more than that. So what we're going to do is, this video is effectively something for the Gen 8 console gamers to have a serious think about, mull over, that when is it time to upgrade to the PlayStation 5, to the Xbox Series S and X. We're not saying PlayStation 5 Pro, no, that's way into the future, and I wouldn't want you spending 700 quid, but if you're spending the money on Train Sim World and you're getting all the DLCs, the experience of the game is lacking and it's getting worse. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each route, the 3 routes that are coming out, the core routes, and what you do get, and then kind of have a little chat of not why it does it, but yeah, you kind of get, we'll get there. So let's have a look at the first route. And that is the San Bernardino Line. Now we know that the San Bernardino Line is going from San Bernardino to Los Angeles, 57 miles, 16 stations. You got the Metrolink MP36PH-3C, which has been built from scratch, from the ground up, as a better version of the one that we did originally get as a local DLC in Caltrain for San Francisco. We've got the Metrolink F125 that we originally saw on the Antelope Valley. We have the Rotom cars on the cab car, and we have the Bombardier cars in 2 different livery variants. So a lot going on with this route. But we also have layers. We have layers with the BNSFs, with all the freight services. You know, there's a lot of stuff from Cajon Pass that you're able to get that freight and switching services that are playable on there. But after reviewing the performance on previous generation consoles, Dovetail have had to amend the timetable to provide a suitable experience. And I know for Gen 8 console users, it's not what you want to hear, but it's got to happen for you to be able to play it without having a frame rate of like 10 or less. So as a result, the following gameplay will not be available for the route. You will not have a selection of playable freight service layers. You will not have any AI freight services, and you will not have any Santa Fe F7 AI rail tours. All the available freight formations will also be shorter in length. Now that's a lot. Freight services, AI services in that way, playable freight, you're not going to get that. if you had the PlayStation 5, if you had the Xbox Series SX, if if you had the PC with Steam or Epic, you're going to get that because you've then got a powerful enough machine. But unfortunately with the 8th gens, it's getting to that stage where things are slowing down. And ultimately, you know, Dovetail don't want the game to be not as good to give the 8th gen console users the ability to continue playing. Now, we don't know the percentage of users that are still on the 8th gen console. I don't know. But whatever that is, that's something that Dovetail is seriously looking at, because we want to expand. You know, Dovetail want to expand. They want to get better. And having 8th gen just causes that bottleneck, so to speak. Or as in Houston, the throat. So that's what you get or don't get with San Bernardino. So let's have a look at the next route. And that is the Frankfurt to Fulda line. Again, reviewing the performance on previous generation consoles, Dovetail have had to amend the timetable to provide a suitable experience for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 players. With all the layers that you do get with Frankfurt Fulda, there's tons of layers of all different routes. It is extensive. But let's have a look at what you do get on Xbox One, PlayStation 4. Timetable services included for these consoles are formed of the DBBR 114 plus DOS with the RB51, the RE51, the RE50, RE54 and RE55 services, and ICE-T services with the additional Flixtrain Vectron layers for owners of Deluxe Special Edition. Other locomotives included in the routes, such as the DB Vectron, will be available to operate by spawning them into the timetable. What that effectively is you can drive them, but you won't see them AI. So if you wanted to drive the DB Vectron, you could, but you'll never see it in the game other than when you're driving it. Just some of that AI traffic that you're going to get on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series and the PC. From Kessel-Wurzburg, the DBBR 218, the 642, all those different wagons, all those different routes add-ons that you get, that you have with the Deluxe and the Special Edition, or your own collection already. Bremen-Oldenburg, DBBR 101, ICE-1, all of that stuff cannot be shown to the Gen 8 console gamers because of the limitations of the graphics and the memory. And again, would you want something that would be crashing? Would you want something that would be like 2 frames per second? Well, no. But this is what this video is about. It's just kind of to remind 8th gen, this is what you're going to get. And ultimately, that is all that Dovetail can do. There is no other way they can give you all of that and still expect a great experience for you on the game. So let's have a look at our final route, and that is the West Coast Main Line, London Euston to Milton Keynes. So again, what do we get with that line? We have the Class 350, we have the Class 377, we have the Class 66 DB Freight, we have the Bakerloo Line 1972 stock, and also for the Deluxe and Special 390 Pendolino. Unfortunately, Dovetail have had to make further amendments to the timetable for 8th gen console users. The timetable will now consist of 350 and 377 services and the additional Avanti West Coast 390 services. Other trains that are included in the routes, such as the Class 66 and the London Underground stock, will be available, but only if you drive it. There will be no AI services for those 2 trains. It's difficult. It really is difficult. I think this is a difficult video for me to make, but I thought this would be a good one to put out there because there's a lot going on. Train Sim World 5 is getting better. Train Sim World is getting better. The amount of routes and stuff that's coming out in the next few months, as you saw on the roadmap with Just Trains' new route, of the Japanese route, the Dutch route, the Cardiff route, all those other things, and plenty more of amazing things going on behind the scenes at Dovetail and at third-party developers. But unfortunately it gets to a point where, when do you stop? And for Gen 8 console users, this might be the time to seriously think, how am I going to get it? How am I going to upgrade? Now, we can get PlayStation 5s now and Xbox Series S and X's. There's some upgrades to the series versions. There's now the PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm not saying that. That's 700 quid. But you can get them second hand at a really good price from places like CEX and stuff like that. But with those consoles, if you want the experience that Dovetail and these third-party developers are trying to give you, then you do need a new console that is already 3 years old. Come on, it's already 3 years old, those consoles. So they're getting old already, if you know what I mean. But for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it's just one of those things. And other console other console developers, all those software developers, they've moved on for a lot of things, or they have those seriously changed versions of them, and it's just happening as well with Train Sim World 5 with Dovetail Games. But that's what I'm going to put out. If you want to leave comments, please keep it clean. I don't want people ranting and things like that. This isn't a rant. This is just a gentle reminder, but something for you to seriously consider. It might be time to upgrade to Gen 9 console. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more from the Mega Sim and Train Real World as well. Social media links are in the description below. Enjoy Train Sim World 5 early access tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you on the next video. This is Mega Sim, out of here. Bye.